You see this thing? Too much work. Let's just watch some good old television.
What's going on?
We had a little accident.
While we were tidying...
You know, maybe it's my nostalgia glasses, but I'm starting to think that Australian TV isn't as good as it was back in the day. What do you know? It was my nostalgia glasses.
TerryByte.
Now, I'm not gonna act like 90s Australian TV was awfully different from any other countries, but any Aussie my age will remember the awesome lineup that graced us on ABC Kids.
Now, while we did have a lot of shows direct from the US and UK, such as Art Attack, there were a lot of homegrown shows as well. In fact, anyone abroad might have heard a few of them, such as Bananas in Pyjamas. But concurrently, there were many shows that stayed within Australia and hold a deep place within our hearts, such as Cheese TV, The Ferals, and of course, Round the Twist.
Based on the stories written by Paul Jennings, this is perhaps the epitome of a 90s style show. Starting in 1989, fuck, it's technically 80s. This was a show that focused on the Twist family, who moved into a lighthouse because that's a good idea. So why is Round the Twist memorable? Well, it was weird. So weird, in fact, that some episodes include references to flatulence, defecation, urination, vomiting, body odor, underwear, well alright, that's not that weird, birth, one involving a male, death, nudity, exhibitionism, genitalia, homosexuality, bestiality, coprophagia, infertilism, and I saved the best for last, incest.
Now for this retrospective, I picked one episode from each of the first 3 series. I remember these episodes quite vividly, and you're about to find out why.
So in the first season, we're looking at the episode, The Copy. So we see our 3 protagonists, Pete, Linda, and Bronson, in a room when Pete starts opening the cupboard.
Careful, you'll break it.
Now I'll murder you. We're not even meant to be in here.
Bronson's right, Pete. You shouldn't be in here. How dare you be in here?
Wow.
What is it?
Look at that.
Huh, I guess they were so surprised that they can talk even without moving their mouths. So it turns out the machine can clone things through the magic of crossfade transitions, which means...
When is someone gonna get cloned?
We've got a vow never to use this ever again.
Yes, don't bring along scientists to study this miracle of science that could affect everything we understand about the universe, just put it back together and never use it again. So after that scene, their father, Tony, gets a call about a school fundraiser, and...
Now that is a really nice booty.
So anyway, Tony is asked by one of the high school 30-year-olds.
We had everything set for the school oval, but it's been double booked, and the lighthouse would be perfect.
It also turns out that Linda has a crush on this middle-aged man named Hugh.
Wait, he's wearing a leather jacket, he's a douche.
The winner will be the one who runs up and down the most times. We'll have marshals at the top and at the... And at the, bottom.
Really? That prop was just for a joke? That was just arse. Meanwhile, Pete and Bronson start abusing the machine. Yeah, remember this line?
We've got a vow never to use this ever again.
Well, it took 3 minutes to go back on that. So we go to the next day, where the race is about to start.
On your marks.
Oh, look at that lip bite.
Jesus Christ, Linda, calm down there a bit, girl. Turn it down. Looks like you're about to eat his face or something.
But it turns out Linda is getting tired, so she decides to do the next best thing. Cheat! Yeah, you knew this was coming. After cloning the rabbit just to be safe, she decides to use the machine for herself. And witness the greatest of editing magic.
Holy shit! How did they do that? I don't know!
I've got to win that race. What do you reckon we should do? We can help each other. It'll be easy to do. For 2.
Your rhymes are poo. So after a full 3-minute montage of nothing but running, Linda wins the race.
And the winner of the trip to Melbourne with yours truly is... Linda Twist.
But uh-oh, looks like the rabbit is wreaking havoc because Linda apparently just left it in there. Idiot. Meanwhile, Bronson brings Nell, the next door neighbor, who also used to own the lighthouse with her husband, some cupcakes.
You've been using Tom's cleaner, haven't you? Haven't you?
It's magic. It made me do it.
I knew I should have destroyed it when Tom died. None of his inventions worked.
What are you talking about? The cloning machine works perfectly.
Sets the balance of nature. You can't make something from nothing.
What happens to the first one?
After a while, they both start to decay.
By the way, guess what? Hugh's a dick. Gee, what gave it away? Was it the attitude? Was it the look? The middle-agedness? The goddamn leather jacket? So the two Lindas are on the train together because that's a good idea. In a different dress, may I just add, so they can hang around Hugh.
I always say what I think.
Well, when we get there, make sure you don't say anything. Just leave it up to me.
What a twist!
So after Hugh was being a dick, the Lindas ditch him after doing possibly the lamest thing ever.
Did I ever tell you about the time that
That was lame.
He turns out to be such a dork, a dag, a total dipstick.
So as the Lindas return home, the family has left a note warning about their demise.
The other girl is an unstable copy. For your own safety, the copy must be reversed. Stop! You can't! Let me do it!
Great acting there. Really felt the raw emotion of that line.
Stop!
So it turns out the machine breaks down and starts cross-fading everything out of existence, including the copy of Linda.
I'll never forget it.
And after one final ironic joke, that's the end.
So that's the taste of the first season. A little bit rough, but hey, what do you expect? It was made in the 80s. So now let's go to season 2 with an episode called Little Squirt.
We start off in a boys' toilet. Starting off high. That has got to be the most Aussie boys' toilet I've ever seen. It's basically a shipment container without a roof. So basically the guys are holding a competition to see how high they can piss up a wall.
Is this a thing? In my whole school life, was I just not shown the way of pissing up wall competitions? Was this really a thing? I'm gonna try that out.
Look how excited these guys are. How bored were kids before the internet that they had to look at people pissing as a form of entertainment? Actually, that still happens nowadays. Yeah, let's not get into that. So apparently the champion is the series bully, James Gribble, who I must say has the piss power of a faucet. So Bronson wants to have a go, and as you can guess, he doesn't do too well.
Oh, that's lovely.
Don't worry, mate. I remember my first time. I was a miserable failure too.
Real supportive brother there. So Bronson decides to chuck rocks into a river to let go of his anger. Meanwhile, the mayor of the town, who is also James Gribble's father, wants to build a dam in a river because he's an asshole. So anyway, a water mime, I think that's supposed to be a spirit. Doesn't look too spirity though. He's just black with a creepy white face. So Michael Jackson now thinks that Bronson threw all the rocks in the river.
I couldn't lift all them rocks on my own. Hey, cut it out! It's not my fault!
Apparently water spirits are idiots. And hence Bronson starts getting terrorized by the water spirit by getting wet. Alright, I mean, I guess you're using what you can, but you're just causing a mild annoyance. It's just water. Yeah, no, you're trying hard. I can respect that. After it floods the house, the siblings all get together to have the truth revealed.
My dad isn't going to stop building Aquaworld for anyone.
Oh, woe is me. If only I can do something. Like taking a few steps forward or to the side or fucking anywhere further from the goddamn fire truck. So anyway, Bronson and co finally confront Mayor Gribble. And you can gather what happens here.
Just stay away from the car. That's a valuable car, you know. Classic.
Yeah, okay, let me just put this right here. I think you'll need that.
It's true! She thinks Bronson's building the dam! And I'm not!
No, you're not. I am. And nothing's going to stop me. Certainly not an imaginary water spirit. Water spirit. Hey!
Yeah, and hilarity ensues.
They lured me into a minefield.
I warned you!
Is this true, Bronson?
It's a water spirit!
Water spirit. Bulltwang.
Bulltwang?
Bulltwang.
And so, with this knowledge that going near water is pretty much mayhem, what does Mr. Gribble do? Go to a car wash.
You are so stupid.
And you'll never guess what? They get wet. And then they get dry. Amazing. So Gribble gives in and takes the rocks out. But what about the story arc at the beginning? Yes, here's one of the most memorable moments of the series. Bronson again enters the pissing competition, because that's where the big leagues are, and just watch.
Ladies and gentlemen!
When you hear that music, don't you just imagine a parabola of piss like that? And now it's time for the third season. And let me tell you, the third season has possibly the most famous episode of the entire series. Now for people out there who have seen the show, let me tell you which one I'm talking about. It's the one where Bronson swallows the fish. Yeah, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at the whirling derfish.
So it starts off with Bronson wanting to swim in a local competition with Pete. But of course, Gribble here always wins the weight. That's Gribble. So ungingified Gribble here always wins the competition.
Me, you, and Pete, right now. Unless you're chicken.
Hey, Bronson, right. Let's go.
Hey, I wasn't ready.
You know, for someone who's training for a swimming race, that's a pretty shit dive you got there, Pete. So after 2 minutes of watching them swim, Pete and Gribble finish the race very tightly, while Bronson is basically left in the ocean.
G'day, Bron. We're racing too. What a be fantastic.
My god, that's some great parenting there, isn't it? You might as well just go up to him and say, "G'day, Bronson. Pete's my favourite. Step up your game, boyo."
Don't worry, you do it for sure on Saturday. Right, Bron? This is the second worst day of my life.
Wow, Bronson really isn't loved by his family at all, isn't he? Even his siblings don't notice him getting kidnapped while he's literally a meter behind them.
Let's chuck him back. Yeah.
Gotta just love how there's no staff in this aquarium.
Holy mackerel, are you alright? No. Not you, my whirling derfish.
Just give the kid a damn break, would you? God. He's been neglected by his father, his brother, and his sister. He gets bullied on for no reason and got dunked into a fish tank. And now you don't even ask him if he's alright?
So it appears that Bronson had swallowed the whirling derfish in the tank, which, wouldn't you know it, are the last 2 in the world. How coincidental. But it seems like they have strange effects on his body.
You see that face there? That is the face of a boy, nay, a man, who has possibly discovered the greatest thing conceivable.
Men's business.
Here it comes.
Bronson, you've got a whirly willy.
Exactly. Instant propeller, just add water.
Oi, Terry, where are you? What the hell's that?
Just what I need to win the big race and make Ribs pay.
Bronson becomes a local celebrity after many witness him practicing in the ocean. That prepubescent wang must be doing wonders.
It's like a motorboat with the propeller the size of matchsticks. It just doesn't work.
Meanwhile, Linda discovers Bronson's secret as the aquarium owner, who somehow found out where Bronson lives, visits to inquire about her missing dirtfish.
He's got a whirly... what?
Exactly. Ever since he swallowed one of your
Whirling dirtfish. And Jira's gone into a spiralling depression without her mate.
So Linda has to convince Bronson to cough up the fish before his mate dies. But Bronson, of course, wants to win the race before he can do so. But not before he turns into a douche.
Gotta listen to me about this fish. Love to, but things to do, people to see. Yeah.
See, this is why no one likes you, Bronson. You get given a bone, and you turn into Bernard Tomic.
Alright, enough with the kidnapping. My god, there's more kidnapping here than in the Taken series. So here we get a good look at the terrible early PS2 graphics as Bronson swallows the fish back and leaves, while the two women just stand there. But now it's time for the big race.
Oh, don't worry, Gribs. Rabbit's got an idea that'll put him out of the race for sure.
The jig's up, Gribs. I heard every word.
Oh, poor Pete.
Well, gee, Pete, what did you think was gonna happen?
The jig's up, Gribs. I heard every...
I thought you had the safety on. I did.
So anyway, what's this big plan the bullies have? Superglue.
Stupid! Stupid!
So as the race is about to begin, Pete breaks out of the locker room and then somehow lands on a cart which launches him into the sea.
What, you're just gonna start the race? You're gonna let him drown just for a race? What the hell's wrong with this town? You openly neglect children, you let kidnaps happen in broad daylight, and now you're letting people drown? You're horrible! You're all horrible people!
So Bronson goes to save Pete from drowning and...
Bullshit.
Well, after watching the stupidest thing I've ever seen, Bronson returns Pete to the shore, then flies back to the race.
Go, Jara. Don't give up. Go get your fish.
Did you ask permission to do that? What if they were freshwater? You might have killed the last fish of a whatever. So the fish somehow coerces its mate to vomit out Bronson in the middle of the race, causing him to lose his whirling willy. This of course means he loses the race. However, he was so close that the whole town cheers him on anyway, proving to children everywhere that love and affection from your family and friends can only be earned through winning.
And there was my look back at possibly the most fondly remembered of Australian shows of the 90s and early 2000s. Does it hold up? Meh.
I will say that it definitely did not age well. This is not like a Magnus opus or anything. It'll only entertain people who are really into its weirdness that Paul Jennings is known for, or for people who watch it for the nostalgia. But this definitely pushed the boundaries of what was acceptable for a G rating. I mean, I didn't even talk about the episode where Pete gets pregnant.
But saying all that, Round the Twist did get the balance right. Kids love gross and weird stuff, but it balanced it out well with supernatural occurrences that really piqued our curiosity. Now, while it did have overseas releases in the UK and the US, it will remain as an Aussie favourite, whether you like it or not. That doesn't make any sense. We'll take the show for what it is, with all of its bulltwang, its fair goes, and its dipsticks.
Hey guys, thanks so much for getting to the end of this video. This was a long one. So this is the first time I ever tackled a show as opposed to a game for a full-fledged video. So let me know what you thought. I might do more of these, who knows. There's plenty of other shows that I could introduce you guys to. It'll be a great time. I also made a Patreon page. I'm sure you know how that works if you're into it. And check out the social medias as well. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. See you later, dipsticks.
Bulltwang!